Hello, guys. Welcome to KASPORTS Boxing. It's your boy Kofi Basic Jr. right here again, and today we are about to dig in onto the Monday Boxing Madness, where we bring to you nothing but what's happening in the world of boxing. So I'll bring you the fight highlights that happened over the weekend. We bring you a couple of boxing news, dive into the major news that are making the headlines in the world of boxing, and of course we talk to you about the schedule that's going to come up over the weekend, and of course a couple of fights that has been announced that we think we would also like to share with you, so that you keep them in your calendar and ahead of the boxing or ahead of the boxing weekend calendar, so you know when to tune in and who's fighting and all that. Yeah, it's the Monday Boxing Madness where with your boy Kofi Basic Jr. I'm going to take a breather, and when I come back, we're going to jump right into it. Stick and stay, don't go too far from me. And we are back in the flash. So let's talk about, first what happened over the weekend. We had a couple of great fights happening in the weekend in Ghana. Um, Osibo had a show in Kumasi, exciting fight. Some of the videos are already like going viral, like on the internet already. We'll talk about a couple of them, and then from there we'll go straight into US, where Shakur Stevenson, one of the face or possible face of boxing, was also in action, and a fight that has also sparked a couple of controversies on the card. I'm talking about the Foster and then the Foster fight. I mean, it sparked a couple of controversies. We'll also talk about that also like in a very short time. Um, and then from there we'll talk about boxing news. We'll stay again on Shaku, and knowing that his contract with Top Rank has ended. What's next for him, and then where we'll see him, play straight. Canelo's in the news. Ryan Garcia has also made a couple of statements online, which is costing him his brand and costing him the WBC opportunities to fight for the WBC. We'll also talk about that, and then the fight schedule. Jaron Booth is in the news, and of course we'll talk to you about uh, Crawford's fight, which is coming up. We'll talk about it for a bit or in a bit, and then Ortiz on the Golden Boy side has also like announced that he'll be back very soon. We'll talk about that also as well, and Chisora will be fighting Joe Joyce in 2 weeks' time. To get excitement going, I'll also like talk about that particular fight, and then from there, and then I'll end it on that note. So before we go into all those details, let me just start with this guy right here. So I'll start with Shakur Stevenson. I mean, brilliant and fantastic fight. We all know how he fights. He doesn't really uh, take a lot of shots himself, because he likes to he fights very defensively. He was a very he actually put up like a masterclass clinical performance like over the last weekend, and he still maintained his title. That's the great thing that came from this fight. So he went in there to fight, to box, and he still left there, as a champion, and that's what you want. He was really really clinical. If I say clinical, to the best of it, he gave a master class. Um, the only thing that took away the shine from him was the fact that at a point the camera was showing like fans leaving the venue, and that's like one of the things that I said. I say, could it be that Top Rank are playing him there? The fact that he decided to want to leave them, and so they're trying to let this come off as if like he doesn't sell. That was the only like bad side or something that from the fight that I took out personally. But you could see that he really really hurt Artem with the body shots. Right from round 1 to round 12, he dominated the fight. It was a beautiful masterclass. Of course, we can't compare we can't say that the face of Artem was like when he fought like some of the other names, because you know how Shakur does. Like he really takes care of make sure that he he doesn't waste too many punches. Like, he's very accurate, and when he throws his hands, he wants to make sure that like he lands. And that kind of fight, and fighting very defensively, you get not really putting yourself on the line so much because you don't want your opponents to punch you like many times. So that is what maybe they didn't sit down with other people fight like people well, and some of them were saying some fans were saying that like the fans were yawning, and some of them were like we were not there to leave. I think it was just like something that he had to say on the side, but it doesn't really represent what actually happened tonight. I think Shaku was brilliant, and that was it. It's if you look at the way Frank Martin beat Artem, if you compare the same faces and you compare it to the way Shaku beat Artem, you feel like maybe Shakur didn't do anything. But if you look at it from the real boxing, like the sweet science of boxing, where you really move, use the ring, jab, fight defensive and everything, I think Shakur was on point. And I mean, he at the end, kept his title. A couple of comments were made that whether Shakur is ready to fight Gervonta Davis, I would say they should bring it on. And it's an exciting fight. If it does happen, I think boxing fans will be very excited to see. So yeah, congratulations or a huge congratulations to Shakur Stevenson, for that performance that he gave over the weekend. Uh, and he had brilliant people work him out. As always, he had Terence Crawford in his corner. He also had Andrew Ward, work him out. I mean, everything about it was fantastic, and this is what we want to see. I think he should be on the, in my opinion, I think he should be on the Saudi event that is going to happen, or the Crawford show that's going to happen in US. I think it will be good for him, especially now that he's like a free agent. I think it's something that he should be looking to. If it's going to be possible, I think it will be nice. Now, moving from Shakur Stevenson, I'll come back to Ghana because over the weekend a couple of fights happened in Ghana, and this guy right here, one of the fantastic or one of the good boxers that Ghana has at the moment, was in action. I'm talking of Daniel Gosh. He has his video going viral already. I mean, he put out like a beautiful performance in Kumasi, and at the end of the day, he walked out as a winner. For me, I would have loved to see like him fight a much better opponent because he's a great boxer. I go like he's a very good boxer. He's a boxer that can go really far, But if we keep on feeding like some of our brilliant fighters in Ghana with, like I would say, not like top people that will bring the best out of them, it raises some question marks, because Gosh, in my opinion, Gosh is ready to fight some of the big names out there in the world. But if we don't give him enough competition to prepare him, we wouldn't, he wouldn't feel tested enough and feel ready to go fight some of these big names. So I think if I have any comments about Danny Gosh, that would be it. I think Gosh needs to fight like very good or very strong or very tough opponent, and that will also help him in his box rank. He's going to go up and then also get like enough stars to go compete for the world, or get the shots that he needs. I have a couple of comments coming in. I have one coming in from Fred K. Boafo. He's saying that Shaku's a very boring fighter, and this are some of the comments that is also being speculated online about the Shaku fight, that he was fighting like he was being boring all the night. But yeah, some of these things happen, and it's part of what it is, of what makes the Shaku, the style of fight makes people think that he's boring. But I think he's a very good fighter. Hopefully, we can get some other fighters that can bring out the other side of him that we've seen before. When he was fighting very differently and very aggressively. Hopefully we can we will get to see that kind of Shakur Stevenson now. Now, staying again in Kumasi, Stanley Nantechi was in Kumasi again. He also fought at the SG more on the Osebo show, and that event was streamed live here on KASPORTS Boxing. He also gave a very good account of himself against Lante, but it was always going to happen because the guy he fought was like is a little bit much older, And the highlight of that particular fight was when he was able to punch him like or knock him out through the ropes. I think we don't really get to see that kind of excitement, right? So yeah, I mean, huge congratulations to Nantechi for pulling that off in his hometown, in Asante land, Asante Warrior, and the whole Osibo Promotions team. I think you guys did a fantastic job, and of course, your boxer didn't let you down. He gave a good account of himself by giving the people of Asante and the boxing fans that came all the way from Accra and other places in Ghana to Kumasi. I mean, he gave a very good account of himself. And so huge congratulations to Nyantechi for that kind of performance that he put up also there. Now, I'm going to leave it right there and then talk about one huge controversy or a very controversial fight that happened over the weekend that I think if I don't talk about it will be weird, you know. So Oshakin Foster was in action, you know. He took on Robson Consico, you know, to defend his title, you know, and it didn't go down as a fight that ended fairly and squarely. You know, after the fight, you could visibly see Foster, you know, upset about the decision, and he was very emotional about it. And I always say that we are already like struggling to find people to love boxing like the way we do. And so when judges like mix or call some fights like this in a way that everybody seeing the fight or watching the fight feels like this guy won and this or that particular guy won and then the guy is robbed off, it just takes away the love of the sport from the person, you know, because it's a tough man business and a tough man sport, and for one, and also like the brutality that people face or the fighters experience in the ring, it's very disheartening to see that their hard work and what they put into the fight like it's not being rewarded. I think this is something that needs to be really taken like attention needs to be given to this, because over and over and over again, fighters that have stepped into the ring to give a very good account of themselves, fully deserving of wins, being taken away from them, like really kills and dampens not just the boxer but the fans around the world who are also watching the fight. Imagine you're somewhere, right? Today's the first time watching boxing, and then boom, you got to see this fight. Robson taking on Foster, and then the fight happened, and then you're already excited about who you thought was going to win, and then you jump online to go see if whether like your opinion aligns with those who are also watching, and it so happens to be like that you feel like Foster won, and then the judges come showing us something out of the blue. You know, I think it's high time that we really look at how judges, or maybe sanction judges too as well, because we everybody does their job or works somewhere, right? And you have a supervisor who you know takes care or monitors the progress of your work, if you get what I mean. So definitely, I think it would also be a good opportunity for us to also, you know, for boxing judges to also be properly like questioned. You know, what factors, what things did they consider into making a decision? I think it's high time that boxing judges are being questioned and interviewed for them to share their opinions on or the reasons why they scored fights like this. Because what happened over the weekend, I mean, it has sparked a lot of controversy. I feel like the way Foster lost his title was very unfair. You know, it was very unfair. It was a fight that he was winning, and I think his last fight, I forgot who he fought. He had a similar thing going, and the only thing that got him the victory was the fact that he was able to knock the guy out. You know, so for how long will fighters have to knock their opponents out for them to get the win that they deserve? If you get what I mean. I mean, it's happening too many times, and it's becoming like a normal thing now, and because of that, fighters that are really going out there giving their best, like night on night, being robbed constantly, and also like being ridiculed in the process. It's making it feel as if the fighters that do not deserve it are like the real kings of the game. But if you do that, I think it takes away the beauty of the sport. So this is Robson Conceição of Brazil, who took on Shakir of Foster of I was an American boxer, and he was a defending champion. And then he took on Robson, and in the night, I think he was robbed. And this is the fourth time Robson has have competed for or was competing for a world title. For competing for the world title, and he eventually won. Congratulations to him. But I think the way that the victory was snapped away from Foster wasn't fair. I think it is something that needs to be investigated. Probably what the WBC can do, just like the way they have already suspended or taken away Ryan Garcia's victory. Maybe sorry, the WBC have suspended him for or expelled him from competing. Maybe they need to set up like also like a team that will investigate controversial results like this and then overturn it. Maybe this will be like the way to go, because some of the judges on the night are very terrible. If you look at the scorecard and the way they scored the fight, everything shows that it was a terrible scoring, because it shouldn't have happened the way it went. It was the first was a defending champion. So if Robson was supposed to win, it was supposed to give us like a convincing, like beating like in a man. Anyway, the victory has already been given to him. So I think I'll just have to end it like that and say that Robson Conceição is the winner of the fight. But it didn't end in a way that everybody or every boxing fan was satisfied about. I think it ended in a very controversial manner. And that is it, and that's how I'm going to end it there. Keishon was also on action on that particular night. He really gave a very good account of himself. Congratulations to him too as well. He had his grandmom by ringside, and I mean it was an emotional moment between a grandson and a grandmother. I think that's, for me, that was the highlight of the sport of the night for Keishon Davis. I think he's a brilliant fighter. He's going to go on, to dominate the sport, and I can't wait to see, I mean, how far he can go, in there. But then again, overall, this is I'm going to keep it on the highlights, because if I say I'm going to talk about it, I'll just keep on going on and on and on and on, and I'm not going to finish. So yeah, congratulations to Osobo Promotions. The show that he did in Ghana, in Kumasi, was fantastic, and we hope to see more of him very soon. Now, let me go into boxing news. But before I do that, I'm going to take another breather, and when I come back, we'll do it very quickly. Yeah, so stick and stay with me. So this man right here, Shakur Stevenson, is now a free agent. Over the weekend he was in action, to compete for the very last time on Top Rank, or say as a fighter signed to Top Rank, and he defended his title brilliantly, and then he walked home again, and everything intact. And now he's a free agent. So what's going to happen for Shakur Stevenson now that he's a free agent? Like I said, I would, if it were possible, you can see that he's very close with, or he's close pals with Terence Crawford, and Crawford will be featuring on the Saudi League, Saudi's event. Riyadh Seasons card. That is the first Riyadh Seasons card, which is going to happen in USA. Crawford will be on that particular, or will be headlining that particular event. It would be great to see, Shakur Stevenson also on it. Maybe I would say like gym mates, also like making a statement that now that he has left Top Rank, he still has like something incredible going on for him. Now, I mean, nobody can deny that now the Saudis are the guys that are calling the shot in boxing now. Like when it comes in terms of like the quality of fights and the persons and the money that is being paid to fight it. So yeah, Shakur is now a free agent. It will be great to see him back on a card like the Riyadh Seasons event, and then from there, we will see how it goes. So But a big question is coming from HTV, one of our sister companies. They say that why does Top Rank always take them from the Olympics, and they always retire, or at the peak of their career they turn as free agents? If I have an answer for this, I think I wouldn't be here. But definitely, Top Rank is doing something good in scouting. I would say their scouting, yeah, their scouts are very good. Um, for them to be to scout out these talents like year on year with the American Olympic teams, I think whoever is scouting them needs to be given a lot of credit for that. But when it comes to keeping them, yeah, I think when everybody's new into the sport, your main focus is for you to get known. And so when it comes to the finances, I think many of them don't look into it as much as uh, or don't really care or mind about it. And we could all agree to disagree. But some of these guys, they are names that uh, are known before they become like mainstream. They are only known on the Olympic side. And so when somebody comes in fresh, or a promoter like Bob Arum approaches you and goes like he wants to work with you, I don't think you look into the finances that much. But as time goes on, you feel like you have done something in like more. Like you deserve something more because then people get to know you, and that's when like the money becomes a problem. So sometimes it goes like, okay, I feel like I deserve, for example, 20 million. Maybe Bob will go like, oh, I don't think you deserve 20 million yet. Maybe I have to still pay you maybe 10 or maybe 12 million, and some of them fall underpaid, and some of them also feel like they're not being promoted like enough. But if you look at Top Rank, I think they one of the promoters that have also been stayed consistent to today. So if I say I can answer your question, I don't know because I don't know exactly the factors and the things that Shakul has considered before leaving them. All I know is that I hope wherever he goes, he gets pushed like earlier or pushed to the stage, or hopefully he gets some of the things that he wants. If it's the fight against um, maybe tongue that he's looking for that um, Bob hasn't delivered. I hope his new promoter, or now that it's a good, I don't know, whoever he works with will be able to deliver it for him. If it is money too as well, I think he has like a fantastic manager who I don't think money is a problem as well. It has moved him right, and so I think there's a lot of things out there for him to achieve. So let's just wait. I only wish one only thing I hope Shaku can add to his craft, like being staying in front of fighters and fighting. Sometimes but fans just like to see it. But if you are trying to be defensive like the whole time, sometimes it takes away the fact that or it takes the excitement away from it. It makes the fight a little bit boring. And like what Fred Waff was saying. But I don't know. Hopefully he'll be able to get what he wants with a new promoter or whoever that he decides to work with going forward. Canelo and Chris Eubanks is also in the works. Talks are still going on. So hopefully, if something gets announced, KASPORTS Boxing will be here to announce it as well. Now, one fighter that is going through a lot, that everybody in boxing now probably knows, is Ryan Garcia. After the victory against David Haney, um, I mean, he went for like a very long victory tour. In the process, he's done a couple of things, said a couple of things, and eventually the fight was declared as a no contest. After that, they found like banned substances in his system. And fast forward, last week he said a couple of things that has cost him his brand and cost him, even the WBC. The opportunity for him to fight for the WBC. So as it stands, Ryan Garcia will not be able to compete for the WBC title because of the words or his own or the things that he said, in the space. So yeah, that is very unfortunate, and I hope that yeah, I mean he's giving an apology for it, and I hope that boxing fans and people around the world will be able to forgive him for it. I mean, like you said, I mean, I'm not going to be the person to say his words or standing in for him, but definitely what he said wasn't right, and then he's taking like full account, or he's accepted everything that he said, and then he has issued apology. As to whether it's going to sit down to everybody, yeah, I mean, it's time will tell. But yeah, definitely he's having a mental breakdown. He's also mentioned that he wants to go to the rehab, and guess what? He was ringside with his brother when his brother got beat, you know, uh, by Vegas in round six, I think. Yeah, in round six, and he's saying now that he's going to, you know, probably skip rehab and then be with his brother and then train him and then so that he can get back and then get a victory again. But yeah, that's Ryan Garcia saga. A lot of things happening with that young man. We hope that he can get the help that he needs so that he'll be able to jump and bounce back like the way we know him to be. Now, let me go into the fight schedule because there are a couple of fights happening this weekend that I can't wait to talk to you about. So first off, this card on Matchroom, Jerome Boots is going to compete for the first time on compete for the first time after signing to Matchroom Boxing. You know, so he's going to be competing against David Avanesian in a welterweight 12 round for Ennis IBF title. Don't forget, um, Ennis have been elevated to become a full IBF world champion after the IBF took it away from Terence Crawford. So now he has the title and he'll be stepping into the ring to go compete or to defend it to defend it. And the WBC has named or has put David, you know, Avanesian, you know, to be the opponent that he's going to take on. So yeah, that is it from that side. And then also a couple of fights has been announced that I also want to talk to you about, not necessarily coming over this weekend, but another fight that has been announced that I'm excited about. I'm sure you guys also know about it. Is the Joyce versus Chisora fight, which comes on the 27th at the O2 Arena. A very exciting fight where the big boys comes to play. We all love heavyweight boxing because that is where you really see that your favorite fighter can really go down by just like a punch to this jaw, you know, because it's heavy hitting, it's heavy punching, you know. So yeah, that is on that side. Joyce versus Chisora is a fight that I'm really looking forward to. But before I leave, I also would like to let you know that this weekend we have Johnny Beck, you know, back in the ring. He'll be defending his IBF and WBO titles, you know, against Andrea Mikhailovic. So this is on the top rank side. We all know who Johnny Beck and what Johnny Beck brings to the table. He's a unified world champion, and then he'll be in there to defend his title against this undefeated fighter. I mean, it will be an explosive and exciting fight. You know, I can't wait to see how this one will also end. All right, guys. So this is how we end the show for today. I've I've told you everything that happened, like in a nutshell. I think those are the highlights of the week. But the biggest thing and the one of the big thing that happened in Ghana that I can't ignore is the fact that Osebo is doing something great with Kumasi, promoting boxing in Kumasi. I think over the period, most of the fights have been in Accra, but Osebo boxing has changed something. He's bringing a new, you know, audience to Ghana boxing. If I say new audience, I mean the Kumasi fans. You know, it's good for the sport, and he's had like a very good ambassador in the name of Nyantechi. You know that they together they are just selling the sport in Kumasi, and it's good. It's good for Ghana boxing, and that way a lot of people will also, you know, be following it, and they will cheer our fighters when it gets to the big platform. Wasiru is back, which I'm very excited because Wasiru is one of the best fighters like in Ghana. I hope that we can see him like back in the ring again very soon. Um, I'm looking to the fact that another fight will happen in Ghana where we'll be able to stream it live on KASPORTS Boxing Live. But until then, just stay with us. If anything happens in Ghana, we will definitely let you know, especially when it's about a live stream. Guys, this is how I end the show for today. A lot of thank yous going to everybody that's part of the show. From my producer, Laurie Spain, Kujo. Thank you for always, you know, putting teams together to make the show running, and to the entire K Sports crew. You guys are doing amazing. We are fast approaching 3K, and so if you haven't followed us yet, please make sure that you follow us on our Facebook platform and hop onto YouTube, type it KA Sports Boxing, like, subscribe, follow us. Just do the same also on Twitter, do the same on Instagram. Um, Friday, God willing, my colleague will also be here with African Boxing on Max, where he discuss things about boxing promotions and how African boxing can, can rise to the level that we want it to be. If you are a boxing promoter and you have anything happening, you have any show happening in Africa that this requires or has to be streamed live on any platform at all, don't hesitate to send us a message or send us a direct send us a message or email us. Just take it from our KASPORTS box platform. The email address is there. Just email us, and then we'll get it sorted. Even if it's all the way in Botswana or somewhere in Mozambique, we will just send a team there to just get the work done. If Namibia, Egypt, anywhere in Africa that you are doing a show that you think you would like to partner with KASPORTS to get the live stream right on for the fans around the world to see, don't hesitate to just let us know, and then we'll set it up. We are about to we are about making sure that African boxing is seen around the world. So like I said, anywhere, even if it's Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, um, anywhere, Botswana, South Africa, just let us know, and then we'll make the arrangements. We'll let the team get there, and then we'll get a job done. Huge compliments going to you who stick the state and watch the video to this far. I'll leave you, and then I'll be back here, God willing, next week, where we'll be discussing another Monday boxing madness. Until then, have a very good evening. Bye.